The real foundation of masculinity is spirituality. Because masculinity is more of internal than of external. Masculinity is more of who you are than what you do. The moment when men begin to neglect God, that's a sign of a dead masculinity on its own. For those who don't believe in God, the moment when men disconnect with their higher self, that's a sign of a dead masculinity. Because masculinity is under foundation of God's grace and God's love. Masculinity is under foundation of reconnecting with your higher self. I'm closing. The moment when men have disconnected with spiritual higher power, there is no masculinity. We cannot talk about masculinity when you have neglected spirituality. The lack of spirituality is a reflection of the dead masculinity. The moment when men neglect prayer, if you're a Christian, the moment when men neglect intercession of their spiritual lives, it's a reflection of the dead masculinity. Whereby men only interact spirituality when they need something, not as if it's their life. That's the sign of the dead masculinity. When men are obsessed with making money, yet they never even construct or build their own lives. They never done their internal intercession, yet they expect of external materiality. That's a sign of the dead masculinity. There's a difference between a toxic man and a masculine man. There is no toxic masculinity. The reason why there's toxic masculinity people talking about is because they fail to differentiate the two. Because there's a difference between a toxic man and a masculine man. They both share the same similarities. They have the same characteristics, but they work contrary towards each other. A masculine man is here to protect and help. A toxic man is here to cause problem and trouble. That's why a lot of women are traumatized, because they know more about the toxic man and they call the toxic man masculine. That's where the problem is. The feminist movements are starting. The women are talking about independence because they're speaking out of frustration of the toxic men. The toxic men that call themselves masculine. Masculine man is here to save women. Women will feel safe with the masculine man. The reason why most women no longer feel safe with men is because they being around toxic men. Because there are more of toxic men than of masculine men. Masculine man is under divine direction. Masculine man is under divine intervention. Look, women, most of the things they're speaking out of frustration. It's frustration that are driving them. The moment when men lost their standards, we no longer have men, more of men that have standards and parameters. Men who manages where they go, who manage what they eat, who manages what they watch, who manage their private parts. We are filled with men that lacks those standards. They go everywhere. They watch everything. They no longer able to manage themselves and manage their emotions. That's a reflection of the dead masculinity on its own. They no longer controls their meals, yet they want to control the world. They fail to lead their own homes. They fail to lead their own health. They want to lead the marriages. They fail to manage their own bodies, most of them. They think they will manage their finances. The first thing a masculine man do is when they internally work on themselves before they try to work externally. Because a lot of men, they have studied the credentials and characteristics of masculinity and they try to fake it, and they are internally masculine, dry, but they use masculine credentials and characteristics to act out masculinity, yet they are dry as hell. Because masculine man, when he enters the room rearranges itself. They command respect without opening their mouth because he's more spiritually than physically. The reason why men are raising hands on women is because they have lost masculine power and dominance. They force women to respect them because they have lost spiritual intercession. They have lost spiritual connection with their higher self. They have lost spiritual connection with God. They wonder why women don't respect them. Women will only respect a man who commands respect without opening their mouth. The man that makes more noise than their parents. That's the root power of masculinity. Men who fail to manage their private parts, they go around sleeping around like hungry stray dogs. I hear a lot of messages that are being preached that the men who need to have more sex. More sex with who? With a lot of ladies. That's on its own is a dead masculinity. Instead of men to take accountability, they blame on women. The result of men blaming on women is a sign that masculinity is dead, because a real masculine man takes accountability. Feminists exist because men fail to take accountability. They are busy pointing out feminists. They are hating on feminists. Hey, they are there because you failed. I know there are a lot of men. I have not failed. That is the men I'm talking about. They fail to take accountability. A real man, when he finds that there's a problem, that man does not look who to blame. They look what to solve. I'm talking about masculinity. Relationships and marriages are failing because masculinity failed. Because mostly they met with her, they never met with themselves. We are not satisfied with politics because politics never intercess with themselves. Some of them, they never even have a relationship with themselves. Some of them, they fail to lead their own meal. They fail to manage their own bodies. They fail to manage their own health, yet they expect to manage the world. What leadership will be there when men on themselves fail to lead themselves? I'm a doctor. I'm not here to consider your feelings. I'm here to heal without considering your feelings. My message is an injection. Injection is painful, but it's there for the purpose of healing.